Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have a song that's apparently from Arcaea and Rotaeno, which I didn't know that they could do that. I suppose if it's not exclusive, you could, but I always assumed like songs from Arcaea are from Arcaea and can't be on other games. Same thing with Rotaeno. I've only heard like one song from that game, but I just assume things are exclusive when I see that they're from a game. But I forget that the rhythm community is definitely deeper than that, and there's probably a lot of cross-breeding between them. So this is kind of neat to see, but this song is apparently Team Grimoire and Aoi's song Vulcānus. Sam Integer and my members producer Q wanted me to get to this one, so of course I'll be doing that today, and I suppose without further ado, let's go! Okay, we got some orchestral blend in here. This is a very new sort of sound for me. This blend of like hardcore and orchestral. But it's kind of neat. Like, it doesn't feel like it should work, but it really does. You know, like these seemingly random things, the like chaos theory of these songs. See, like right there, it changed it up like 2 or 3 times in a couple of measures. They always have so much fun with the piano stuff too. Ooh. I thought it was gonna kick in. Now it will. Those rhythm changes, they really get me. Ooh. That's a filthy lead. Ooh. Big finish. As it should be. What an insane song. All right. Well, I, of course, have things to talk about here. So I think my favorite part about a lot of songs like this is the sheer chaos theory in them. Like, they're seemingly nonsensical, but if you listen close enough, you can tell where they're coming from. You can tell where it's coming, where it's going, and all things in between. But it truly is designed to feel like nonsense. And that's definitely by design, right? Like, it is designed to feel that way. That tension that nonsense builds up is insanely important to a genre like this and to having this blend work out. The reason being is because you have so many different instruments and different chunks of the song that need to work together but can't work together all at once at the same time without it completely going over the edge and having too much information. So like the BPM stuff in here, the change ups, the rhythmic changes, the time signatures, everything is seemingly random. But the reason that it's like that is because there's portions with orchestral stuff and portions with just electronic stuff, especially like what I would call the chorus in here, where it kind of kicks into closer to a hardcore genre, I suppose. But like the orchestral stuff kind of drops out at that point, because if you have too much going on at those faster spots, you can't keep up with that with all the strings and everything. The samples that people use for those bits, the orchestral bits, the strings, you know, the brass, whatever it needs, right? Those will not work as well in those faster sections. So you have to learn how to change things up and shift things around, and having a little bit of fun with the BPM and time signature is kind of unnecessary to do that, but what it does is it breaks up the song and kind of throws everything into its own little slice of the pie. So you have these moments where you're like, okay, what's going to happen next? It throws you through a loop. You're not entirely sure. It adds some more tension there because you're not entirely positive what's going to be happening or where it even came from in some cases. But then it evolves into something new while getting rid of those other elements, putting them off to the side so you don't have to worry about them. And a lot of the time when they're doing this sort of slicing it up and throwing different time signatures and different weird fills and stuff in there, kind of makes you forget what you were just hearing. It like resets your palate almost. It's kind of like having ginger after sushi, you know? It's like, it's supposed to be there to be a palate cleanser, to make sure that your brain is clean for the next section. I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to that or really even know that that's definitely a utility of doing that. A lot of the time people just make stuff with crazy time signatures and BPM changes because it sounds cool, right? But the people that do it well versus those who don't, this is the sort of thing that separates it. The people who kind of understand, even if it's subconsciously, how to do that. Get rid of the things that are going to be too busy, get them out of the way, and bring in new elements. Allow a new section of the song with new focuses, new synths, new whatever to be at the limelight, the forefront. You don't want all the other stuff in there. It gets way too busy. In the mix, it would be a mess. You can't keep all of that in line. You have to be very, very selective. And doing this is a way to do that. Be selective, get rid of your other elements, change it up a little bit, add some confusion in there, kind of chop things up, and then introduce the new bits. You won't even notice if you do it correctly. A lot of songs also just don't do that, right? Like you can of course have speedcore, hardcore, or orchestral all on their own in their own little pockets and not do all of this choppy, crazy stuff in here. But when it does need to be all in the same song, when you have to have elements from that all in one pot, you need to make sure that those ingredients stay relatively separate in their own corners of the pot, because if there's too much blending, if there's too much mix, you're not going to be able to figure out what ingredients go where next time. You know, like it's just going to become a goulash of disgusting, nasty tone, and you're not going to know how to fix it. So to me, that's definitely the takeaway from this song. That's the cool part about this one. I've heard a lot of songs like this, but this is a beautiful example of how to balance those different elements and not let them step on top of each other. I've heard plenty of songs that have, you know, like speedcore and hardcore elements that also have these like orchestral bits in there, but none of them are this crazy, and I like that they are so distinct with when and where they show up. A lot of other times you hear some strings underneath there and they kind of stay there throughout the song, or they do get rid of them, but then they keep some of that synth stuff that becomes the focus later into those other spots, like they blend them together. And a lot of the time, it just doesn't work as well. There's just too much. So learning how to limit yourself and limit the song so you don't lose all of that data and all that understanding is an insanely fine balance to make. And I love that this composer, or I suppose this remix, I'm not entirely sure how the verses situation works with EDM. Is it like a remix sort of, or like a bootleg scenario? I'm not entirely sure. Let me know if you know. I've never really figured out the verses one, you know? I don't know how that works. Is it Grimoire's song and then Awid was like, hey, let me do something with it, so they just kind of bootlegged it and did their own thing? I'm not entirely positive. Either way, I'm getting really sidetracked there. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this and you want to request something else, by all means, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best as always. Or if, like Sam did, you want to guarantee something, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships. There's a tier that will force me to listen to whatever you want, by whoever, from whatever, good, bad, doesn't matter. That's why it's a guarantee. But otherwise, if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!